For 15 years, the children at Sunrise Orphanage loved Miss Sarah's bedtime stories about brave heroes rescuing people from dangerous places. Little did they know, every single story was real, and Sarah was the hero. When she told them about the time Princess Elena saved 23 children from a burning building in Bosnia, she was reliving the night she'd carried them out one by one through sniper fire. But tonight, when real danger came for her kids, story time was over. Welcome to Hidden Legends. Before we begin this incredible story of an orphanage director whose gentle hands once orchestrated the world's most dangerous rescue missions, tell me in the comments where you're watching from today. And if you believe that true protectors never stop serving, hit that subscribe button and share this story to help us honor those who guard the innocent from the shadows. The grandfather clock chimed 8:30 p.m. as Sarah Matthews closed her book and looked at the children gathered around her chair. Their faces glowed in the warm light of Sunrise Orphanage's reading room. "Tell us about Princess Elena again," whispered 7-year-old Tommy, clutching a stuffed bear. Sarah smiled, the same gentle expression she'd worn every night for 15 years in this small Montana town. To everyone, she was simply Sarah Matthews, the devoted orphanage director who dedicated her life to forgotten children. Princess Elena lived in a castle in faraway Bosnia, she began. One terrible night, bad men set fire to the orphanage where she worked. The smoke was thick, but Princess Elena saved all 23 children. One by one, she carried them through flames and gunfire until they were safe. "Was she scared?" asked 9-year-old Maria. Sarah paused, remembering the weight of real children in her arms. Actual smoke, sniper fire in Sarajevo, 1997. She was terrified. But being brave means doing what's right even when you're scared. As children filed to bed, Tommy lingered. "Princess Elena isn't real, is she?" Sarah knelt down. "What do you think, Tommy?" "I think maybe she's more real than regular princesses." After settling the children, Sarah walked the halls, checking locks and setting security. But tonight felt different. Through the window, 2 sets of headlights sat motionless on the distant road. They'd been there for 3 hours. Her hand moved to the pendant beneath her cardigan. To anyone else, it looked like a locket. Pressed in sequence, it would signal a number that didn't officially exist. Not yet, she decided. 3 miles away, FBI agent Mark Davidson studied a photograph of 8-year-old Elena Vasquez. 3 weeks ago, she was Elena Kozlov, daughter of a Russian arms dealer. Before that, Elena Martinez, niece of a cartel boss, hell of a paper trail for a foster kid. His partner, Agent Chen, adjusted her binoculars. Someone went to serious trouble hiding this child. Davidson's radio crackled. "Control to Unit 7. 3 vehicles approaching, no plates." "That's not us," Davidson muttered, reaching for his phone. But when he called the orphanage, the line was dead. Sarah was reviewing Elena's file when the lights died. Emergency power kicked in, bathing everything in red light. Her landline was dead. Cell phone showed no signal. Professional work. She opened a hidden panel revealing a communications device and pistol she'd hoped never to touch again. "Nesta Control," she whispered. "Control here, Blackbird. 3 teams, 12 hostiles surrounding your location. Elena Vasquez is the target." "Extraction protocol?" "Negative. Too many civilians. Maintain cover. Wait for local law enforcement." Sarah looked at monitors showing 23 children sleeping peacefully. Elena was in room 7 with her stuffed rabbit. "Control, that's unacceptable." "Blackbird, maintain cover identity. Direct order." Sarah turned off the device. Some orders weren't meant to be followed. Elena woke to Sarah's gentle hand. Something was different in her teacher's eyes, a sharpness never seen before. "Elena, remember Princess Elena's story? Tonight we're playing that game. You'll help keep everyone safe." "Are the bad men here?" Sarah had never told the children explicitly that dangers were real, but children were smart. "Yes, but princesses always win." Moving swiftly, Sarah woke the older children first. "We're playing evacuation like fire drills, but very quietly, like ninjas." Outside, footsteps crunched on gravel, multiple sets moving in formation. 3 minutes before they reached the building. Sarah's civilian life fell away like a discarded costume. The orphanage became a tactical environment. She knew every corner, every hiding spot. The basement connected to an old fallout shelter, then a service road to the neighboring ranch. "Mrs. Henderson," she called to the night supervisor, "take Elena, Tommy, and Maria to the basement tunnel. No matter what you hear, don't come back." Mrs. Henderson, a former military wife, didn't argue. "What about the others?" "Fire escape east side, building empty in 4 minutes." The front door exploded inward. 3 men in tactical gear burst through, moving with military precision but lacking elite fluidity. Mercenaries. "Elena Vasquez," the leader called in accented English. "We're not here to hurt anyone else, just come with us." Sarah positioned herself in staircase shadows, weapon ready. Eastern European accent, Serbian. This wasn't about foster status. This was about Elena's real identity. She reached the dormitory where 20 children huddled together, following her quiet instructions. "Tommy, remember the fire drill route?" "Yes, Miss Sarah." "Take everyone to the east exit. Mrs. Henderson is waiting with Elena. Run to Mr. Peterson's ranch. Don't stop." "What about you?" "I have to make sure bad men don't follow, like Princess Elena did." Tommy whispered, "Miss Sarah, you're Princess Elena, aren't you?" Sarah smiled and kissed his forehead. "Get your friends to safety, brave knight." Sarah moved through the orphanage like smoke, using shadows and blind spots memorized over 15 years. From the linen closet, she watched 2 men check rooms with flashlights. When they passed, she slipped out and disabled emergency lighting. Now the playing field was even. In her office, she accessed hidden emergency protocols, flashbang grenades, night vision goggles, secure communications. Blackbird to control, civilian evacuation complete, requesting assistance. Maintain cover, local law enforcement en route. Negative, cover blown, hostiles in building, civilians at risk. A pause, then a voice she hadn't heard in 15 years. "Blackbird, this is Admiral Hayes. You are authorized to use any means necessary." The words she'd been waiting for. Sarah Matthews ceased to exist. Elena Vasquez, codenamed Blackbird, the ghost who'd extracted targets from the world's most dangerous places, took her place. She moved like a predator through familiar hallways. Night vision transformed the building into her tactical advantage. The first mercenary never saw her coming. She dropped him with a sleeper hold. The second found himself staring down his partner's rifle. "Where's the girl?" he demanded in Serbian. "What girl?" Sarah replied in perfect Serbian. His eyes widened with recognition before she knocked him unconscious. The leader was smarter. When his team stopped reporting, he didn't charge blindly. Instead, he made a fatal mistake. He started talking. "Elena Kozlov, daughter of Viktor Kozlov, who stole from us and disappeared. We found him in Prague, his wife in Berlin. The girl is the last loose end." Elena wasn't random. She was the daughter of someone Sarah's old unit had been tracking. From the shadows, Sarah could see the basement door where Mrs. Henderson hid with Elena and the children. The leader moved toward it systematically. Time for Princess Elena to save the day. "Looking for someone?" Sarah's voice came from directly behind the leader. He spun around, weapon raised, but faced a woman who moved like water in darkness. Sarah's first shot took the gun from his hand. Her second put him down. "Elena Kozlov," he gasped, clutching his wounded shoulder. "You know what she is, what her father did. They won't stop." "Good thing she's not Elena Kozlov anymore," Sarah replied. "She's just Elena, a little girl who likes fairy tales, and anyone who wants to hurt her goes through me." Sirens filled the night as FBI vehicles surrounded the building. Sarah secured the wounded mercenary and moved to the basement. "Mrs. Henderson, it's safe now." Elena ran straight into Sarah's arms. "Miss Sarah, you saved us, just like Princess Elena." "We saved each other, sweetheart." Agent Davidson appeared, weapon lowered. "Miss Matthews, we need to talk." 6 months later, Sunrise Orphanage reopened under enhanced security. Sarah Matthews, now thoroughly legitimate, returned as director. Elena Vasquez had never existed. Elena Anderson, an 8-year-old car accident orphan, had somehow ended up in Montana through foster system complexity. Sarah's bedtime stories took on new dimensions. She still told Princess Elena tales, but now spoke of brave knights like Tommy and wise queens like Mrs. Henderson. "Miss Sarah," Elena asked one evening, "will Princess Elena have more adventures?" Sarah smiled, adjusting her pendant. "Princess Elena will have as many adventures as she needs, but you know what?" "What?" "I think she's exactly where she belongs." As Elena hugged her goodnight, Sarah looked out at the Montana darkness. Somewhere, other children needed protecting, other stories needed telling. But tonight, all her children were safe. Sometimes the greatest heroes don't wear capes or crowns. They wear cardigans and read bedtime stories. And sometimes, when the world gets dark, they remind everyone that the most powerful force isn't a weapon or government. It's someone who refuses to let innocents die on their watch. The grandfather clock chimed 9 p.m. as Sarah headed home, knowing tomorrow would bring new stories, new challenges, and the same promise she'd made 15 years ago. As long as she drew breath, not one child under her protection would ever face the darkness alone.